So here we are back in Measure of Maps, episode 2. This one has to do with the expansion of slavery. We just did a video on I Didn't Know That About My Hometown History, talking about slavery in the North. But this is dealing with the entire country. The red states here, these would all be above Mason-Dixon line, and that sort of followed the Ohio River to the Mississippi. All these states were free states. Noted Delaware was actually part of the Union, but it did allow slavery. New Jersey as well, from what I'm aware, I don't think they abolished completely slavery. You know, Pennsylvania, like we went over, and a lot of other states sort of had this gradual emancipation, which really at the end of the day was not an abolition of slavery. These areas with the Missouri Compromise north of here, these territories would have all been free. California was brought in as a free state. Anything below here, the New Mexico territory, this territory here as well, would have been allowing states, slaves. And they had originally, they sort of allowed Kansas to decide for itself, which turned into bloody Kansas. I'm trying to think what his name was. He's a guy that Harper's Ferry, John Brown. He and his sons had gone out to Kansas, and they actually had done quite a few massacres of people that were in favor of slavery. And then, of course, Harper's Ferry over here in Virginia, he had the famous thing where him and his sons, they thought that the slaves would rise up if they took the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry, and that of course didn't happen. He wound up being hung, his sons died, and was sort of the whole idea. But it's just another one of these cool measures of map where you get an idea of how things were laid out. You know, this was, you know, right before the Civil War. This is what all this would have looked like. You know, this defined states. California, of course, was a state at this point, and then most of, half of the U.S. was basically territories at that stage. So it's just an interesting thing to see how the map lines up with what actually went on in history. History is out there, my friends.